Let me begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to God Almighty and the people of Rivers State for the rare privilege and opportunity to serve you as your governor for another 4 years. I also wish to recognize and special thank my dear wife and First Lady, Justice Nyesom Wike, and our children, Jordan, Joaquin, and Jasmine, my parents, my in-laws, and my entire family for their wonderful love and support. Let me also acknowledge and thank the State House of Assembly and the State Judiciary for the role they played in the last 4 years to support our administration and move Rivers State forward. I can visibly see the hands of both arms of government in the successes of our administration in the last 4 years, and I feel very proud that we did it together because ours was an era of cooperation, mutual dependence, and progress. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and other members of the State House of Assembly. Thank you, the Honorable Chief Judge, and other single judges, magistrates, and other members of the State Judiciary, as I look forward to working with you to advance our state for the next 4 years. 4 years ago, on this day, and about this hour, and on this very place, I took the oath of office as the 6th democratically elected governor of Rivers State. I was humbled by that opportunity, the trust and the overwhelming support you all gave to us throughout the 4 years we have presided over the affairs of our state. In spite of the challenges, it has been a truly fulfilling experience, and I remain very grateful for every single day of the last 4 years we have served. In my inaugural address 4 years ago, I shared our vision with you and committed ourselves to take our state on a new direction through responsible governance. We promise to take on the challenges that we face and optimize our resources to advance the potential and prospects of our state. We said we will reverse the years of economic decline, put improvements to work, and deliver a new foundation of hope for our state and our children. We promise not to take your trust for granted, but work every single day to advance the vision of our founding fathers for a united, secure, and prosperous state. We pledged to be fair to all parts of the state, inclusive in our agenda, and ensure that no constituent is deliberately left out in our efforts to advance our state and improve the well-being of our people. We also ask for your prayers, patience, and cooperation as we set out to deliver on our promises to fix our broken infrastructure, restore our educational system, and advance access to quality healthcare. We have, in the last 4 years, stayed true to our commitments and responded to the compelling prescriptions of the covenant we entered with our people. Today, we are proud to say that we have, in the last 4 years, delivered significant milestones on our development agenda and advanced the progress of our state, despite the daunting challenges. We gave true meaning and expression to the rule of law, separation of powers, and judicial independence in ways never experienced. Today, our judiciary is the envy of other states. Independent, strong, well-motivated, effective, and efficient, with the most modern judicial infrastructure to work with. We also intervened in the conditions of federal courts and built modern courthouses for the Federal High Court, Port Harcourt, the National Industrial Court, and the Court of Appeal, which are now providing effective judicial services to our people. In the next couple of weeks, we'll commission the first phase of the luxury estates were built to accommodate our judges for life as part of our commitment to strengthen the independence of our judiciary. We have, in the last 4 years, tackled our fiscal challenges, improved on revenue mobilization, eliminated the soaring deficit, and put our economy on the path of progressive recovery and growth. Today, our economy is widely acclaimed as the fastest growing in the country, with internally generated revenue projections and fiscal responsibility attaining record levels. We have eased the tax burden on investors. Our economy is upward trajectory, creating jobs and attracting new investments and economic opportunities for existing and budding entrepreneurs. We have freed most of our streets of potholes, completed a record number of abandoned road projects, and built new road networks, including dual carriages and bridges across the state. For the first time in history, the ancient Opopo Kingdom, Ikru Town in Andoni, and other adjoining coastal communities in Opopo and Andoni local government areas have been linked to the rest of the state by road through our efforts. We have also provided internal roads to a number of communities, as well as regenerated some of our decaying neighborhoods, including Diop, Port Harcourt Township, Ogunabali, and Amadiama. In the last 4 years, we have made historic investments in education, healthcare, security, and sports development. We have renovated, rebuilt, and equipped several primary and secondary schools, upgraded infrastructure in our tertiary institutions to levels never seen before, as well as fulfilled our promise to establish a faculty of medical sciences in the Rivers State University to increase the production of medical personnel for the state and our nation. Within the period, we have also funded healthcare delivery at great levels, restored our general hospitals, and established the Rivers State University Teaching Hospital to improve the level of healthcare delivery in the state. Work on the 5 regional referral hospitals have reached advanced stages of completion, while the Mother and Child Hospital will soon be completed and commissioned for public use. We have also made significant progress in our plan to train 500 indigenous medical students on full scholarships at the Pambo University of Medical Sciences, with 200 students already enrolled and progressing with their studies in the last 2 years. In the last 4 years, we have worked hard to secure and preserve lives and property throughout the state. Although there are still challenges, you can attest to the fact that insecurity is the issue throughout the country today. Looking back, I have no doubt in my mind that we've had an incredible run and delivered great progress for our state in ways that we could only have imagined 4 years ago. But for us, progress is a journey to the mountaintop of shared security and qualitative improvement in living conditions for all our citizens. Therefore, even with the progress we have made over the years since 1967, it seems today that we have only risen to the foothills of our collective aspirations. The task is therefore not yet done. Neither is our mission in governance accomplished until we fully and comprehensively deliver on the vision of our founding fathers and the promise of statehood by building a state that offers equal protection, freedom, and opportunity for everyone, irrespective of background. A state where our people will move up the social, economic, and political ladder on the basis of their hard work, character, and affinity with the people, not on the basis of their connections or privileged background. A state where everyone will have enough for themselves and cater for the needs of their children and families with relative ease. A state where quality healthcare will be accessible, affordable, and adequate for all citizens, whether poor or rich. A state where our children will get quality education with the right skills to advance their careers and achieve their full potential. A state where senior citizens will retire with security and enjoy their post-retirement life in dignity, peace of mind, good health, and happiness. A state where development and the benefits of progress are spread to all parts of the state, irrespective of location. And a state that the ordinary laws of the land are equally applied to promote good governance, justice, and fairness to all. As we reflect on these goals against the background of where we are coming from, where we are, and what we are ultimately striving to become, we must admit that there is still a lot more work to be done to reach the promised land. And so, today, we stand at the turning point of history with another opportunity to draw the vision and trajectory of our collective progress for another 4 years. And because of today's renewed trust, I stand on behalf of the Deputy Governor, my humble self, before this solemn assembly to reaffirm the commitment of our government to continue to deliver on this journey to sustainable progress and prosperity for our state and our people. We will not take this second term as a chance to win the seat of governance, but to continue to take the tough decisions and give our all to the task we have ahead of us every single day of the next 4 years with courage, commitment, and compassion. Together, we have been on the journey of giving true meaning to the collective dreams and aspirations of our people for economic and political emancipation and meaningful development. The next 4 years will therefore be pivotal as we consolidate on the progressive foundations of the last 4 years to take Rivers State through a greater era of achievements, because making Rivers State the greatest state in Nigeria is a task that must be accomplished. Our economy is great, but it should be greater and made more beneficial to all. And so, we will continue to grow our economy, expand our tax base, provide a friendly business environment, and attract foreign and local investments to create more jobs and empower our people. We will continue in the economic trajectory of fiscal discipline, prudence, prioritization of capital projects over recurrent expenditure, and giving value for money spent in the delivery of services. We know we are developing, but it's better and more result-oriented if we approach in an organized and strategic form. We will therefore adopt a holistic approach to development by partnering with relevant national and international agencies and expertise to initiate and implement a 25-year Marshall Plan for economic transformation and development to guide and accelerate the future development of our state. We are already doing great to close the existing deficit in infrastructure, but the need to deliver more roads, bridges, and modern jetties to accelerate our development cannot be overemphasized. This we are determined to do with greater vigor and commitment. In order to decongest and further ease the flow of traffic, we will start and certainly deliver 3 major flyovers at Garrison, at Larry Junction, and Rubokoro roundabouts of the state capital. We love our communities, and we will continue to prioritize their development for sustainable living with more social amenities, including paved roads, schools, health facilities, water and sanitation, electricity, land reclamation, and preservation of their natural resources. For too long, we have relied mostly on a single vanishing revenue source to fund our development. The reality is that we cannot continue in this economic folly, lest we remain forever vulnerable to the ripples, uncertainties, and miseries of the monoproduct-based national economy. Apart from oil and gas, Rivers State also has a vast agricultural potential which shall remain largely untapped for decades. For us, therefore, it's about time we embrace the Green Revolution as a strategic measure for achieving economic diversification, job creation, and food security for the state and our people, and we are just ready to do that. Our role in this regard will span from granting interest-free loans to providing training, land preparation, and logistical support to our willing youth to invest in commercial agriculture and allied businesses. We will also establish regional agricultural development belts in partnership with private firms to advance commercial farming in cash and other crops and invest in the establishment of agro-allied industries and processing plants across these belts. We'll complete and privatize the multi-million naira cassava processing plant at Afam, sell off most of the state-owned farms and agricultural companies, including the Koboko rubber plantations and company, and release all Aldo state farmlands to private sector investors for commercial cultivation. We will revive the school-to-land program and leverage on the incentives from the federal government and the central bank to promote and sustain the development of agriculture across the value chain by our youth so that they can partly earn their living, be employers of labor, and contribute to the development of the state. Our youth are our most valuable human assets, and we believe that their destiny shouldn't be defined by their circumstances or station in life. We cannot therefore, as parents, government, or as society, continue to make excuses for the difficulties that are stunting their hopes for a better life. Let me therefore reassure our young ones that we care about you. We feel their despair and frustration, the poverty and the violence that continue to chew meaning out of your existence. But we've got good news for all our youth this time around, as we will dedicate much of the next 4 years to youth development by tackling the challenges that continue to keep you behind. As a starting point, we have resolved to give our youth some significant positions in our government and provide viable economic opportunities to spark hopes of a better future in their eyes. Let me also assure you that those who need education will get quality one. Those who want life skills will be trained. Those who want to do business will continue to get our interest-free loan. And those who have sporting talent will have quality sporting facilities and encouragement from us. And for those interested in making a career out of football, we have provided the Real Madrid Academy to prepare you for life-transforming professional football career at home and abroad. And this Real Madrid Academy will be commissioned in the next few weeks. Most importantly, we continue to encourage, inspire, mentor, and support our youth to believe in their abilities and to realize that they are and can be of much more value to society than the self-destructive traps and frills of the courts, the gangs, and the guns. It is for our youth, therefore, to take on the challenges threatening their future by keying into the socio-economic opportunities we are providing to free ourselves from the shackles of despair, to become responsible, passionate, and progressive leaders of today and tomorrow, and the builders of our state and communities. We all want our children to have the opportunity to attend great schools, be taught by committed and well-motivated teachers, and get the training they need to be successful. Although we are doing a lot to reposition the education sector, but we do also admit that our pupils in public schools deserve more than what the educational system presently offers. Also of concern is the curriculum and focus of our universities, which continue to turn out students that are neither equipped with appropriate skills nor imbued with the right disposition, attitude, and courage to overcome life's ever-present and dynamic challenges. Be that as it may, I wish to assure us that we are determined to change this narrative for the better. We will continue to equip our public schools and ensure our children have access to quality learning experience, empower our teachers with modern teaching skills to deliver better outcomes in the classroom, and advance our universities to equip and prepare our graduates to be competitive and strive for creativity, self-reliance, and service. We believe that quality healthcare should be available and affordable to every citizen as of right, and this is what we are working hard to achieve with our efforts and commitment to fix the existing shortcomings in the state's healthcare system. We hope to fully restore all the general hospitals, complete and equip the 5 zonal referral hospitals, fully upgrade the River State University Teaching Hospital, and provide more healthcare facilities to underserved areas of the state. In addition, we'll establish a diagnostic and curative center for cancer and health diseases and roll out a comprehensive health insurance scheme to guarantee universal health coverage so that no one is denied medical attention and treatment for lack of money. Although we all share collective responsibility, we admit that our performance in the last 4 years with respect to sanitation may have been below expectations, and we again apologize for our failings in this regard. But let me assure you that we are determined to make River State the cleanest and healthiest state to live and do business in Nigeria. And since we cannot continue to do something the same way and expect different results, we have decided to change our approach to environmental health and sanitation from now in order to get the desired results. First, we have declared a state of emergency on sanitation in River State from today, under which we will hold everyone strictly accountable to the cleanliness and healthiness of his or our premises and proximate environment. Second, we will, in the next couple of weeks, work out and implement new strategies with stakeholders to ensure a cost-effective, efficient, and sustainable refuse collection and disposal system for the state. In a similar vein, we have also decided to put to immediate end the indiscipline and lawlessness by traders, motorists, and property developers as part of our commitment to control development and restore the glory of our state. We therefore restate the ban on all forms of street trading and arbitrary creation of illegal motor parks and taxi ranks across the state. Let me say this clearly. Yes, most of you or all of you have voted for us. I can assure you, we will no longer tolerate street trading. We will no longer tolerate motor parks on the road. We will no longer tolerate mechanics on the road. Enough is enough. That is a project where we must make sure that we tackle within the next few months. So if you know you're a street trader, if you know you're a mechanic, you don't have any shop, but you take our roads to do your job. Or if you know you only have our roads as your park, be ready. Enough is enough. We will not continue to do that. I hereby direct all street traders to find accommodation at existing markets, including new marijuana and fruit garden markets, which we have just completed, to conduct their trades and keep off our streets or get subjected to the might of the state government and the full wrath of our laws. In the same vein, I hereby order the immediate closure, arrest, and prosecution of any person, company, or agency that continues to operate illegal motor parks, taxi ranks, and loading points along street corners, road shoulders, and other unauthorized spaces in the interest of public safety, public order, and public security. Furthermore, we sanitize the transport sector and ensure that all commercial taxi and bus operators are duly registered, with the State Ministry of Transport to safeguard the comfort, safety, and security of commuters. We will reorganize, adequately staff, and strengthen the Urban Planning and Fiscal Development Control Department to ensure that everyone complies with the fiscal development policies, regulations, and laws of the state. For the avoidance of that, we will not hesitate to demolish every building or fiscal structure without validly approved building or structural plans or which encroaches on the public rights of way or on drainage lines or waterways. As a government, we recognize the correlation between adequate security and the well-being of our people. We all therefore deserve to be safe and secure in our homes, offices, and business places, along our roads, in our neighborhoods, and in our communities. Regrettably, the federal government politicized the provision of security in Rivers State and exposed us to preventable security challenges, setbacks, and injuries in the last 4 years. While they readily funded special security operations against intent banditry in some parts of the country, they refused our request for similar interventions and operations when we wanted, and even offered to bear the cost to stem increasing kidnapping and court-related violence across the state. What's more, they refused to accord adequate security attention to Rivers State in spite of the unprecedented support they received from us in terms of provision of operational vehicles, armored personnel carriers, gunboats, communication gadgets, and the rest of it. Nevertheless, let me take this opportunity to thank the security agencies, especially the state commands of the police, the Department of State Security, the Nigerian Air Force, and Nigerian Navy for their partnership and willingness to give their best to keep us safe and secure, in spite of the civil indifference and lack of tangible material support and encouragement from the federal government. Even now and going forward, we can only pray to them to depoliticize the provision of security in Rivers State, because we are also Nigerians as other states, and the preservation of our lives and property should equally matter to the federal government. However, we wish to assure our people that we continue to prioritize the provision of security and do our possible best within our constitutional powers and resources to safeguard lives and property across our state. Accordingly, we will make Rivers State too hot for criminals and bandits and deal ruthlessly with any person, gang, or group, including traditional rulers and landlords who directly or indirectly participate, aid, abet, provide safe havens, or allow criminal activities in homes, premises, and territories under their control. We will also partner with the judiciary to ensure swift dispensation of criminal justice, as well as work with stakeholders to operationalize the neighborhood security work scheme to support the security agencies so that we can all live and enjoy the state, raise our children, and do our businesses in peace and security. Ladies and gentlemen, 52 years ago, our founding fathers dreamt about Rivers State and its greatness, a state brimming in prosperity, at peace with itself and its neighbors, a state everyone would be proud of for its underlying achievements and values. We have spent the last 4 years working on this vision with demonstrable capacity and commitment to make Rivers State as great as it could become, and for everyone to share in its successes. We believe that no success is more fulfilling and worth sustaining than keeping faith with the hopes and aspirations of the people who freely gave us their trust to govern in their behalf and change their material conditions for the better. For us, Rivers State was created for a purpose, and the confidence in its future is what continues to motivate us. And having renewed our mandate, therefore, we cannot but concede to a yearning that will deliver greater progress for the state in the next 4 years. We have heard you loud and clear. All that we can say at this point is to assure you that we are fully ready and determined to deliver 4 more years of meaningful progress and hope for our state and our people. But we must also not forget that it won't be as easy. As a state, we are not immune to the inherent challenges bedeviling our dysfunctional federal system. The ravaging insecurity everywhere, declining revenues, low economic growth, double-digit inflation rate, high cost of living, lack of basic infrastructure and public services, high unemployment, as well as inequality of wealth, income, and opportunities. This being so, it cannot be gainsaid that our progress is to some extent dependent on how quickly the federal government resolves these challenges and improves the national economy. But whatever the challenges may be, we remain undaunted to solving the only problem that continues to confront us as a people, the rivers problem. I have often said that River State is ours to build, and no one can be interested in its progress more than us. No one can care more about the future of our youth or the education and health of our children and our security than us. Therefore, wherever we are, whatever office we hold, and whatever action we take, we must make River State the center, River State the measure, River State the reason and the motivation. For us, everyone counts, and we must not allow ourselves to be divided between upland and riverine considerations, but strive for common grounds, solidarity, and work together towards achieving our common goals and aspirations. Our refrain at this time, and especially in the face of the social and economic uncertainties in our nation, should be, ask what you can do for River State instead of what River State can do for you. The future of our state depends on us. It is up to us to renew, re-energize, and advance the river's dream, to fight for what belongs to us, and to defend our right to exist in freedom, security, and peace in our nation. And if we do cooperate, think, and act among ourselves with tenacity and unity of strength, purpose, and commitment, then there's no mountain we cannot climb, no river we cannot cross, or no goal we set for ourselves that we cannot achieve. We are not in opposition to the federal government, and we seek their partnership to move River State and Nigeria forward. But we are not a conquered people, and we will never surrender our freedom to anybody or entity, whether internal or external. We will therefore not accept to be subjugated to headmaster and people-power relationships. Neither will we abandon the collective interests of River State for the sake of political expediency. We are for the rule of law, democracy, and mutual respect as autonomous state entities and co-building blocks of the Nigerian Federation. And so, for us, in all things, it is River State first. River State is the measure. River State before others. This is the essence of the political mandate and burden that we will bear for the next 4 years, and we will not disappoint you. We will continue to stand up for River State and defend her interests, no matter the challenges or what comes at us. We do not claim to have the solutions to all the problems that we face as a state and as a people. But we will never surrender our core values and standards and our commitment to do what is right, necessary, and appropriate for our state. We believe that working together as one remains the better and stronger path to accelerate and ensure enduring progress for our state. And so, we promise open doors and open minds as we get down to work with all stakeholders, including the legislature, the judiciary, leaders of the state, traditional rulers, local government chairmen, social interest groups, and the opposition to deliver on our mandate and move us forward. We all need each other because everyone counts. We need ideas and contributions from everyone, irrespective of ethnic, party, or religious affiliations, and together we can consolidate, target new heights, and build the River State that we all want to see now and in the future. We may be social, economic, or political background, but the bottom line is that we are all Rivers people with common aspirations and challenges. And when we reflect on our shared values and responsibility to the state and our people, we will discover that we all stand to win by repudiating the politics of division, hatred, and self-interest that constitute a drag on our collective progress. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot let this glorious moment end without thanking all those who made this historic day possible in our lifetime. Let me thank the good people of Rivers State, especially the voters, for your trust and for your support as we discharge our responsibilities for the next 4 years. Let me thank my dear wife, my children, my parents, my in-laws for the support they gave to me during this trying period. Let me recognize and thank the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Prince Uche Secondis, and your dear wife, particularly your dear wife, for her prayers. She has taken upon herself to have a prayer group that prays for administration and for this state. I thank you so much. Let me thank the chairman of my party, the PDP in Rivers State, Felix Obua, for your support and commitment and your loyalty to see that we are successful. I thank you so much. And all our leaders of our party at both national and state level for your continued support and encouragement. I wish to also recognize and give special thanks to our leader, to our mentor, Dr. Peter Odele, for your support for the party and for your support for our administration. I thank you so much. Sir Celestino Omeha, I thank you so much for your support. Chief Ferdinand Alabrama, I thank you so much. Chief Sergeant Chidi Awuse, I thank you so much. Prince Emmanuel, I thank you. Right Honorable Osinopara, the chairman of these activities, who have shown capacity and have shown commitment to the success of this administration. I thank you so much. Dr. Abia Sekebo, our doctor in wine, I thank you so much. Mr. Frank Achirigoho, I thank you. Senator George Thompson Sekebo, I thank you. Senator Lagawogu, I thank you. Senator Lee Ledegomeba, I thank you. Dr. Tami Damagogo, I thank you. Chief Azuke Merekini, I thank you. Ambassador Desmond Akawo, I thank you. OCJ Okocha, Senior Advocate, I thank you. Okewale, Senior Advocate, I thank you. As well as all my former commissioners, special advisors, special assistants, and security aides for your support and services to the state over the last 4 years. I look forward to working with you to advance our state for the next 4 years. Last but not the least, are the members of the clergy, the church, our hardworking women, and energetic youth for your prayers, the GGI, the WSM, and all other groups, members of the State Assembly, National Assembly, your devotion, your commitment to our collective struggles, to defend the rights of our people, to freely choose their leaders. Let me thank the chairman of Rivers State Traditional Rulers and his members for the commitment you have shown, for the support you have shown. When the time arose, you stood and said, this is Rivers State. I thank you and continue to work for the interests of the state. Finally, I stand here today. Let me thank my friends who came from America, who are Rivers people, Professor Emenika Dibe, Dr. Chitradele. I know how you were worried when the going was tough. I know how you were worried. I thank you that God has made it possible today. It did not come to say, take it easy, that's how things are. But today I've come to celebrate with us. The party chairman of Edo State, Chief Dan Obi, the Kulukulu one of Ogoni land, I thank you and your brother. You've done so much. The senators who came, I thank you. I don't know how I can thank you enough. My brother Tunde, I thank you. I know you have been here for the past days to give us support. Extend my greetings to His Excellency, the Senate President. I thank all of you for rallying around us when it mattered most. So I stand here today with a humble spirit, conscious of the enormous responsibility that you have again entrusted in us and confident in our potentials. And with God on our side, we shall discharge our mandate to the benefit of all and leave our dear River State better off than when we started 4 years ago. Thank you. God bless you all. And may God bless our dear River State. And God bless Nigeria, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.